So here we are on the set of Triple D, the movie. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. This is Los Angeles, and you'll see this everywhere. But we are here in Glendale, California, where a few months ago, I was sitting in that intersection right there when these flavors from this restaurant started to flow into the car, and I said, wait a second, that's Cuban food. So I pulled around into the parking lot, ran in, grabbed a Cuban sandwich, and I said, Mambo's? Oh, I gotta bring Triple D here. You got the Cubans ready?
Cuban sandwich?
Better than anything I've had.
Pork is excellent. It's really tender and juicy.
Breaded steak. It's my favorite dish as a child. I'm Cuban.
The kids love it. They love rice and beans.
No matter what you have, it has a specific Cuban taste.
We got the real Cuban food.
Picadillo a la barra.
The kind Raul Gonzalez and his family were making back in Cuba.
Mambo chicken.
My wife, Mima, she's the one to show me how to cook.
And she's the one who helped open this joint 21 years ago.
Yum.
What item on the menu do you think you do the best?
The pork.
Roasted pork.
Roasted pork.
Not fried.
Not fried.
And they're doing it 3 ways. A basic sandwich,
It's fresh. It's just very natural.
a traditional Cuban with ham, Swiss, mustard, and pickles,
I love those tastes together.
or a whole dinner. Roasted pork with black beans, plantains, and rice.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect.
Holy that is huge.
Like 25 pounds.
Do we season it?
No.
No seasoning?
Nah.
We just stick it in
That's
the
the
oven.
way, yes, the way it is, the meat, the pork is so rich, they don't need anything.
Because it's got its own fat, you got the bone, that's where a lot of the flavor comes from. Okay, in the oven, 350 for how long?
8 hours.
8 hours. What are we gonna work on now?
We gotta make the mojo.
This is kind of like a Carolina barbecue sauce. Really thin, but boy, does it complement the sweet, buttery, fat flavor of the pork. Oh,
First, garlic,
salt, little pepper,
lemon, wine, and we blend it.
and that's it.
Yep.
When I was sitting out there at the traffic light, that's what I smelled. Take a whiff. Was the pork ready?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, there was no liquid in that at all. Look how much moisture and fat renders down. Now we take the meat out of here. Now, this could be crafted into some type of a 1920s football helmet. That's thick as my head. So now you shred this up. We're making the plate of roast pork. So we put a little crisp on both sides.
Yes. And the mojo,
And that just cooks on top of there.
right, we turn it over.
A little more mojo.
A little more. Now we gotta put the white rice, plantain, the meat, and the beans.
And that's how it comes. I grab a little bit of the pork. Does that look like I know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I love the second cook on the pork. You know, it gets a little bit of crust.
You like the mojo?
I love a mojo. Really brings out the flavor and it complements the pork. A little bit of a sharp bite from the wine and the garlic. I just had a mojo moment. You fresh roast the pork here. You make the beans yourself. You gotta love that. And if you went to Cuba, this is how you would find it.
That's the way it is.
The pork was really good.
It's excellent. It's really delicious.
And if you want it spicy, you throw your own hot sauce on it. Otherwise, you're good to go.
Right.
Beans for the pork.
This is the only place I come to eat rice and beans. If my mother saw this, she'd kill me because I never used to eat rice and beans as a child.
Plantains that they include are awesome.
This is very authentic. I come here because it's like coming to my grandmother's house.
So I'm here in Fairbanks, Alaska, and folks, I have come to expect the unexpected when I come to this town. You never know what you're gonna get. You get folks from all different walks of life, which means you get all different types of cuisine. So when I hear there's a jazz joint that has a real deal Cuban chef that's cooking in a tiny little kitchen that looks like you're in somebody's apartment, well, that says Triple D all over it. This is Jazz Bistro on 4th.
Churrasco, order up.
The churrasco actually reminds me a lot of carne asada with the lemon juice, parsley, and tomatoes.
It's a really rich and yummy dish.
We're chanting. We're standing in the lounge.
We're gonna do a sofrito. We start with cilantro and parsley, fresh tomato, salt and pepper, fresh oregano, paprika,
Mixed peppers again.
yes sir, onions, Cuban, jalapenos.
I've never seen that many jalapenos in a Cuban dish.
We won't put them all in. Bell peppers, water, red wine, vinegar. Heat it up in the pan.
Next up,
We're gonna make a rico son sauce.
you name the salsa after yourself.
And actually, that's the name of my band, too. Song means music, Mambo.
Why every time he talks, it makes it cool? Your car has a flat tire. The toilet is backed up.
We start with the peppers, carrots.
Yellow bell peppers, onions, red bell peppers, and again, the jalapenos. Rico Son is going loco.
We got some lemon lime juice, tomato juice, salt and pepper, and some oregano.
Cilantro again.
Water, olive oil. Rico salt pushing the blender.
Rico Son pushes the blender.
What do we got?
Golden broil.
Okay.
We're gonna slice up about a 1/4 inch. Add some olive oil. Get that really hot before we put the steak. Green olives, onions, garlic. We add the meat.
That's how I always put out my pan fires, Rico Son style. Rico Son salsa, vinegar.
Sofrito that we made earlier. While that's cooking, we're gonna make the chimichurri, cilantro, parsley mix, fresh onions, salt and pepper, paprika and anchovies, culantro, cilantro, tomato.
Little olive oil and some lemon lime.
So we're gonna play the churrasco. Chimichurri,
Let me Rico it.
mambo, baby, mambo.
Mambo. I want to just jump right into the rice and beans because I know how fantastic they are. But I got to go right over here to this. It's actually dangerous to think of you with a real big kitchen. Then I don't know what would happen. Because if this much flavor is coming out of this little kitchen, you're like the culinary Tony Montana right now, dude.
Well, one taste, one love, one Rico.
Flavors are dynamite. Energy is amazing. This has pushed it over the top.
Churrasco for you?
The meat is just so tender and so nicely cooked. It just melts in your mouth.
The salsa put over it coincided with the meat, all worked together.
Put the love in the cooking.
This place deserves a billboard in the airport.
One taste, one love, one Rico. Don't forget, that man. I'll take this to go. So I'm here in South Miami on Sunset Drive. I mean, it has been years since I was here last. I think it was 2008. I was at Scully's. I mean, just a couple 100 yards that way. Well, I hear there's a new game in town you gotta check out where they're doing burgers and tacos like you've never seen before. This is Latin House.
Yellowtail, up.
Talk about Latin fusion, this is where it's at.
Your Matla burger.
Thank you.
It's a great restaurant.
One that Cuban-born chef Michelle Sanchez opened in 2012 after some truly dedicated service.
I was in the Air Force for 4 years.
Thank you for serving our country.
Thank you very much.
And he's still serving, this time a mix of Latin cultures close to his heart.
Sticky nacho carne asada. My wife is Mexican, and so a lot of our dishes are that Cuban heart with the little sidekick of Mexican flair.
The chimi burrito, that is my favorite.
It's kind of a mix between a Cuban and a Mexican burrito.
We're gonna do our vaca frita for our chimi.
Vaca frita!
Vaca frita. We're gonna start off with our chopped onions. So we got the green peppers, whole garlics, and then our bay leaf. This is USDA choice flank steak.
Just gonna cook it down. While that's working, we're gonna make the mojo?
Correct. Classic mojo marinade, sliced onions, naranja agria.
Come on, sour orange, baby.
Chopped garlic.
And a little bit of salt.
We're just gonna let this kind of marry together.
So this is the vaca frita. This is the flank steak that's cooked down. I should probably just try this for like, you know.
Yeah, just test.
Oh!
So what we do is shred it by hand.
In the ropa vieja style.
Exactly, and removing all the little connective tissue that you have.
Whatever you're saying.
Once it's all shredded, we'll go ahead and take our mojo, pour it over the top.
All right, let's do this.
Exact translation of vaca frita, fried cow. So you gotta get it nice and crispy. While that's going, we'll take the tortilla, throw it on the flat top, give it a nice little warm up.
That's it?
Voila. All right, so we got our 3-cheese blend. You wanna start on the base. Chuchi rice.
Isn't that your mom's name?
That's my mom's nickname, is Chuchi. Put the sweet plantains directly inside the burrito. Then we take the vaca, we roll, squeeze the ends, roll again, push in. Always make sure you push it in because it will blow up on you. When it gets dropped for the flash fry.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're gonna fry it?
I'm gonna drop it. Cool.
Oh, the chimney football.
There you go. We're gonna slice it open. You got all that goodness inside.
Look at that.
The avocado lime, the crema mexicana, sour cream. We use these as our fries. We call it our tangled love. Our fresh pico de gallo, the chimi burrito. And don't do the fork and knife thing. Do it the right way. Like that.
You get the salty beef and this deep, rich beef flavor. And then you get that super seasoned rice. And then all of a sudden, that fried sweet plantain comes in. I mean, wow. That is a Thanksgiving in a burrito. Just Cuban style, with Mexican influence, with French fries on top.
Chimi burrito.
The meat is so tender and so full of flavor.
The kicker, the maduros, the plantains, when you take a bite of that, it's like it explodes in your mouth.
One of the things we say on Triple D is slow down, take a look around. Another thing we should say is don't judge a book by its cover, like this joint here in Merrick, New York on Long Island, about 35 minutes outside of Manhattan. It may look like a fast food burger joint, but from what I hear, the menu inside's all about real deal and homemade. Welcome to the Pit Stop.
Steak panini in the window. High-end food at a fast food price. Teriyaki salmon salad ready to go.
Amazing Asian flavors.
Dribble down your chin, yum.
Eggplant rollatini.
Really good Italian food.
All from high-end Italian chef Tony Rubano.
Little fresh mozzarella.
Where did you get your background in food?
Growing up in an Italian house in Brooklyn.
Then working joints all across Manhattan.
Steak houses, lobster houses.
Before bringing his own scratch-made menu
Spaghetti squash working.
to Long Island.
Everything's made to order.
From pasta
Penne vodka.
to salad
Grilled shrimp and scallop salad.
and serious sandwiches.
Picking up a Cuban sandwich.
Really, really good.
All right, what are we making, brother?
Gonna make a little pork shoulder, sear it off for a hot Cuban sandwich.
Okay.
Get it nice and crispy, and then oil the top of the pork, salt, and then a little pepper.
So you got fat, skin, pork, bone.
Yeah, so we're gonna sear this on as many sides as we can.
Okay.
Maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Pork-a-pie. Get a friend. Buy yourself a gigantic flattener.
And now we're gonna get it into the stock pot.
All right, do the voodoo that you do.
A little oil in a heated pot, chopped onions are popped in there, and then chopped celery.
Okay.
Chopped carrots to finish up here, and we'll let these cook down for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna go a little chicken stock.
You make your own chicken stock?
Make our own chicken stock.
Make everything from scratch?
Make everything from scratch.
Seriously?
Swear. And then the crushed tomatoes. I'm gonna scoop this off the grill and pop them right into the stock pot.
How many of those will you make a week?
About a half a dozen to 8.
Really?
Oh, sure.
What are you gonna do with the sauce?
Now it's boiled for an hour. Now we're gonna put the pork shoulder and stock in the oven for 6 or 7 hours. Now we're gonna take it out of the oven.
Okay.
Let it cool that you can touch it.
Bone wants to come out.
Then we just start to break her down.
That's what you're looking for. Nice big strands. Don't need to do it. You'll have to do it for you. And you would like that.
So we're gonna take this shredded pork, we're gonna pop it on the flat top griddle, crisp it up a little bit.
I like it.
Yeah. We're gonna grab this panini, we're gonna cut them in half, and we're gonna top this with a little homemade honey mustard, and then fill the sandwich with some fire roasted peppers.
You roast those yourself?
We roast these.
Of course you do.
Pickles. I'm gonna grab my pork, nice long shreds in there.
How big is this sandwich?
It's huge. I'm gonna put some turkey.
I've never seen turkey on a Cuban. Which Cubans have you been hanging out with?
I don't know. Put some Virginia ham.
It's really this big?
Every day. Everything we do is big. It's the Big Apple. Then we got some Swiss.
If you put anything else on it besides the bread top, I'm leaving.
I think we're good. We're gonna pop it in the panini press.
Okay. How long is this gonna stay in there?
About 5 minutes. Let's open her up, pull it out. We'll give it a cut, and then we'll pop it on the plate here.
Home with a 6-pound sandwich. Come on down to Pit Stop. Pork's dynamite. The honey Dijon rocks. Love anything that's got red bell pepper in it. Good vinegar from the pickle, but the big calculation that makes this all tie together, the bread and the panini maker. That's really the kicker here. I mean, that is nice, crunchy. I mean, it's done right. Everything's melted in the center of it. I might recommend you have a good dental plan. You know, I love Cuban food. I mean, we're talking the tradition, we're talking the flavor. The only problem is you can't find it everywhere. So here I am in the Roscoe Village area of Chicago, about 15 minutes north of the downtown area. Now, I hear they got a Cuban joint that's rocking it out. They're rocking it out, I'm checking it out. This is 90 Miles, Cuban Cafe.
Oxtail. Great food.
Fricassé de pollo.
You just feel like you're in Cuba. You feel the authenticness.
And you don't get any more authentic than Alberto Gonzalez.
I left Cuba in 1980 in the Maria boat lift.
Left your house, left everything?
Exactly.
Everything except the love of the food he grew up with. 28 years later, he decided to do something about it.
I was in the mortgage business. My wife and I, we were looking for our next venture.
In 2008, they went out on a limb, way out.
Never been in the restaurant business.
Ever in your life?
Never in my life.
Where'd the recipes come from?
My grandmother.
Really?
Yeah.
What is Cuban food? How would you explain it to somebody?
Full flavor. I think it's not spicy.
Not spicy, rich and full flavor.
It's just simple ingredients and just tastes delicious.
Fricassé de pollo.
It's winter chicken dinner, Cuban style.
We're making our rub for our chicken. Fricassé de pollo. Seasoned salt.
All of that?
All of that, my friend. We have pepper, oregano, and then we got the comino.
This is the basic rub.
So now we start rubbing our chicken. Throw it all over.
That's it?
That's it.
And how are we gonna cook this chicken?
We're gonna sear it. Olive oil. There, we'll sear it.
Put a little crust on it, but we're not gonna cook it all the way off.
Now we add water, we wait for it to boil. So now we're gonna start with our sofrito. We're gonna add oil. Just wait for the oil to get a little warmer here. We add the onions, we add green pepper, red pepper. We add a little bit of olive oil here with garlic. It's beautiful. We stir this.
Now the cumino, just gonna sweat these down, not caramelize them, and then dump that in on top of the chicken?
Exactly. Now we're adding tomato paste, oregano, annatto, chicken stock. I will wait for it to cook for 45 minutes. And then we'll come back to it. We add cooking wine. Add some potatoes and olives. Stir it all together. And then we'll cook it for 30 more minutes. Now, it's ready for serving. Can you look at the smell?
Look at the smell.
Look at the smell.
Look at the smell. The Tony Montana hour. I told you to tell him you're in a sanitarium.
Look how beautiful. Right here, we add our yellow rice. How beautiful it looks. Sweet plantains. We are ready.
Oh, You get the brine and the acid of the olive, and then you get this chicken, the pan drippings, that sauce that it cooks in. Oh, outrageous.
Now, if you grab a piece of sweet plantain and mix it all together, blends it up real nice.
Oh, is that what you do?
It seals, yeah.
The olive. This takes the cake, man. Olives are the key, though. That's what seals the deal. That is money.